Ashton Winger has issued a response after the Mars Tour DQ'd him after a failed tire test. Specifically, they DQ'd him from his win at the FALS Frenzy, the final race of the Mars series that took place earlier this month. Wrote this up over at stockcarreport.com. You can find the link in the description below. In a penalty report, the series said this: a tire sample was taken at the conclusion of the feature event. Again, that feature event being the FALS Frenzy at Fairbury Speedway, and sent into an independent laboratory for testing of chemically altering substances, just as the tour does nightly as a routine procedure. The test revealed that the tire did not meet the benchmarks provided by Hoosier Racing Tire. Following these results, additional testing was done on sample B that was taken on the same night from the same tire in question, and the chemical analysis confirmed the same findings as sample A did. Given the failed tire test, the series fined Winger $12,000, which is what he earned from initially winning the race. It also added in $50 in contingency money, $200 for the tire analysis fee, and $125 for the overnight shipment of sample B to the lab. He also forfeited all points for the night and will be suspended for the first 5 events of the 2026 season. Additionally, he's been put on probation for the entire 2026 season as well. Winger responded to the report and shared his side of the story. He wrote a post over on Facebook, and he said, "I received a call this morning and was informed that my right rear tire from the Saturday feature at the FALS Frenzy came back dirty. When I received the call, I was dumbfounded. While I know I joke around a lot, myself and our entire team have always tried to play by the rules and race within the boundaries and guidelines set, and race as fair as the guidelines set. I buy my tires from one source and one source only, and those tires are cut, buffed, siped, and wrapped by one person on my team, and then put in the trailer and put on throughout the night as we need them how the track changes." Winger then revealed he had failed a tire test at Magnolia earlier in the year as well. He said, "I also received a call about 2 months ago that I had a left rear tire, completely different compound, different corner, come back dirty after a feature at Magnolia, hence why I was not at the clash at the Mag a month later. Once again, dumbfounded whenever I first received a call." Next, he expressed frustration at the lack of an appeals process, saying this: "But in all honesty, to shed some light on it, there is literally nothing you can do as far as an appeal process. It pretty much boils down to just somebody saying you're out, and there's nothing you can do to clear your name. No other lab, no lie detector, nothing." From there, Winger made it clear he was not trying to bash a series, bash a lab, or bash a person. However, he called for common sense and elaborated a little bit more on why he was dumbfounded, especially after the first disqualification at Magnolia. He said, "When I was thrown out from Magnolia, we had won the weekend before and everything came back fine. After Magnolia, I had won a race of pretty high caliber, in my opinion, and was sampled numerous times throughout the night, and everything came back fine. I'm not sure how things can go good, good, bad, good, good, bad. And in all actuality, maybe it's not for me to understand, and that's fine. I'm not on here to argue. I'm not on here to go back and forth with people in the comments. People are going to think whatever they want to think, and that is fine. I just wanted to get on here and say what happened from my point of view before other people started making up random stories. I hope that in all of this never happens to anybody else, because I wouldn't wish this on my worst enemy, because it truly is a helpless feeling to know that you have not done anything and have people come in and say you're out and there's nothing you can do. Whether you love me, whether you hate me, I come just as I am. I call it how it is, and I appreciate everybody for all they have done for me and anyone who has a hand in helping me to get where I am lucky to be. Just to emphasize, I'm not bashing anyone, any lab, or any series. I believe in handling things behind closed doors until we know all of the facts. It's just really confusing," he concluded. So obviously, people are going to have opinions on this. I think, as we've seen in the past, people are going to accuse him of being a cheat. I think we're going to see people saying, like, what's going on? Why aren't they having an appeals process when you do have these tire doping penalties? Why is there not any kind of secondary function here that the drivers have as recourse? I think that is a fair argument to make. I don't know. I don't know whether Ashton Winger did it or not. And I don't want to really comment on it because I have no idea either way. I don't know a lot about how these tire samples are processed. And I obviously am not in the pits and seeing what Ashton Winger might or might not be doing to his tires in the pits. But he's not the first driver to express frustration about tire penalties. If you recall from last year, infamously, Bobby Pierce denied any wrongdoing after the World of Outlaws ruled that one of his tires taken at Volusia Speedway failed a tire test. Like Winger appears to express frustration with an inability to know all the information or even challenge it. He wrote, "I have no idea what the lab results truly were or what the graphs look like. I have had no explanations. The public should be able to know what is going on, but especially me. I've been tossed into the corner and made a non-priority for my friends at World Racing Group." He added, "Hundreds of racers have reached out to me with how they've been through the same thing, wrongly accused, and nobody cares. But how do we band together to stop this? I remember when it wasn't myself in this situation, it was easy to feel as if someone was cheating and to agree with their penalties because, yeah, some do cheat." He then went on to blame Blue Ridge Laboratories in North Carolina as well as Hoosier, saying it all comes back to a similar lab, a similar tire company, a similar trend. He had already previously mentioned Blue Ridge Laboratories in the beginning portion of his post. And then obviously the tires they run are Hoosiers, right? So that's what he's talking about. And some of us are really paying the price for something we didn't do. If you win enough races and get your tires sampled a lot, your time is coming too. We got to hold these places accountable and do a better job. I should get a second or third test from different labs. We need more up-to-date benchmarks. World of Outlaws should keep any tire in question for future appeals. So I guess the one argument that I would make, and it's kind of the argument that Ashton Winger makes here, if he was indeed tire doping, why wouldn't he be tire doping almost every single race if he's getting away with it? Like, why would he just decide to tire dope for the FALS Frenzy and not some of these other races that he's competing in that they're taking tire samples from as well? Why aren't those tests coming back negative? To me, as he says here, use some common sense. That does seem to indicate there might be an issue with the way that these tire samples are processed and how they're coming to the conclusion that these tires are failing these tests, right? So that would be kind of the main argument that I would make. But again, like I said, I have no idea who is telling the truth here. There's no way for me to really know. Obviously, you have the Mars series. You've got the lab coming back and saying, hey, you failed the tire test. That's how it is. You've got Ashton Winger saying, no, there's absolutely no way I did that. I'm not cheating. How did I fail the tire test? Why aren't you giving me any recourse? So that is kind of how it is right now. It's kind of a he said, she said type of situation. But at the end of the day, the series is the one that is making the ruling. And at this point, Ashton Winger has been disqualified from his win at the FALS Frenzy. He has been fined $12,000, which is what he earned from initially winning the race. And then obviously had that $50 in contingency money, the $200 for the tire analysis fee, and then the $125 for the overnight shipment of sample B. So that is what he's been fined for. And then he had to forfeit all the points from the night. And he's also now been suspended for the first 5 events of the 2026 season and then been put on probation for the entire 2026 season as well. But let me know what you guys make of what Ashton Winger had to say here. Which side do you fall on this? Are you on the series? Are you on Ashton Winger's side? Are you kind of somewhere in the middle? Let me know what you guys make of this. Let me know in the comments below.